Hello, I am Kathryn Kuby, and this is In Bed with Kathryn. This is my brand new vlog that I've started, and this is the very first video titled My Story. And I want to explain why I'm doing this vlog, and I'm going to have to talk fast because I have a lot to say in a short amount of time, but there'll be more videos. The purpose of this vlog is 2 days after the presidential election in November 2016, I got an epiphany that I had to do something positive regarding social equality awareness in our country. And so this is one of the things I've decided to do this vlog. And it's really important to me. The vlog is not meant for your approval or anyone's approval. And it's simply my story, my perception. This particular vlog or this particular video is about my background, but I know there may be people that disagree with what I say, but nothing I say is for your approval. So just letting you know ahead of time. In order for you to completely understand me as a person, and I think why this subject is so important to me, social equality, you need to know a little bit about my background and where I come from. So I grew up in Alabama in a small town, a very religious conservative family in Alabama. And I've since lived in Tennessee, Texas, and Connecticut, and now I currently live in the state of California. I've lived here for 10 years. I celebrated my 10-year anniversary living here on January 7th, 2017. I'm very happy about that. Having lived outside of the South, I've learned what it truly means to be Southern, because I've been removed from the culture, which has helped me see things a little bit differently. Here in California, most of my friends that I have in my life, many of them are not white or Caucasian. Many of them are not straight or heterosexual. A number of them are bilingual. Some of them weren't even born in this country. Some of their parents weren't born in this country. A number of them aren't Christian. And so they're very diverse. And when Donald Trump has made comments regarding various minorities and ethnic groups and religions, it really, really upset me because I basically feel like my family here in California, it offended me because they're my family. He was talking about my family. So it really upset me, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this vlog. In December last month, I chose not to go home for Christmas. I've always gone home for Christmas. I chose not to this year because I have a parent who voted for Trump, and I couldn't tolerate going home and celebrating a Christian holiday with someone who claims to be religious and Christian and yet voted for Trump. And my parents, to my knowledge, it does not appear they've been disenfranchised by Obama or Obamacare. In fact, they just bought a second house, so they aren't hurting financially. And so I can't figure out why anyone especially who claims to be religious, would vote for such an individual as Trump. This parent also is a retired minister, which makes it doubly confusing to my brain. And to me, that's just hypocrisy. Voting for someone such as him, putting him in the White House is not Christian in any way, in my opinion. Because I chose not to go home, I obviously got negative reactions from some of my family members. I was told by one that I am judgmental because I'm not going home, and I was told by another that I should apologize to them and apologize to my parents, which I still don't understand that part, or any of that actually, but yeah, so that's what's happened as well. And I also have relatives, I think all of them are Trump supporters, but they also were not so happy with it. So anyway, yeah, so I also want to state that when I was growing up in the South, there always seemed to be this duality, this dichotomy between what my culture, my family, my church, my community said what was right and what they said was wrong, and then what I really believed was the truth about what was truly right and wrong in the world. And I was always told and taught to suppress what I felt because of what my culture told me I had to believe. So I was always very frustrated. It was this battle that went on inside of me, and it was very frustrating. And I think there's a lot of hypocrisy in that part of the country. Not everyone there is, but I do believe that definitely exists. I do believe there was and is racism and misogyny and sexism and intolerance and discrimination and bigotry and hypocrisy in my culture and my upbringing growing up, and I believe it still exists in that part of the country and other red pockets of our country. Not that everyone that lives in those parts of the country are like that, but it definitely exists. It disgusts me. So I guess that's one of the reasons why I feel so strongly about social equality. I did write an email to my parents, to my family, regarding why I was not going home for Christmas. And I want to quote something from that because I think it's important, because it's how I feel about the culture there. I do believe that the South is saturated with fundamental evangelical beliefs, and these beliefs govern many individuals' lives, sometimes to the point of absurdity. It is more important to these individuals to believe in a blind faith than to see the world through a logical, well-informed, rational eye. Even if their religious beliefs tell them to discriminate, their behaviors are firmly justified through their literal interpretation of their holy book, the Bible. It is this fanaticism that has justified many Trump supporters to vote in support or in advocacy of his cause. Also, the Southern culture is often devoid of equality of women, minorities, religions, sexualities, genders, and creeds. Hypocrisy runs rampant throughout much of Southern evangelical Christianity, and bigotry and intolerance are shrouded undercurrents that pervade so much of the culture. And I could talk for an hour about that, but I don't have very much time right now, so I'll talk more about that in other videos. I've also thought recently a lot about what it means to have to be proud of your Southern heritage and have Southern pride. And I've come to the conclusion I have nothing to be proud about, because the South has a very dark, sad history. So I'll talk more about that in other videos, but I've come to the conclusion that I'm not proud of that heritage, and I'm not proud of the fact that I know white people that display the rebel flag. I'm not okay with that. Not okay with that. So, okay, as the result, after the election, I've decided to become an activist, and doing this blog is one of the things that I'm doing. I feel very passionate about it. It's very important to me to educate people about social equality. I would love to be able to speak in front of millions of people, but I don't really know how to make that happen other than the internet, so that's why I'm using my blog to do that. Today I actually went to a march, an anti-hate march. This is actually Inauguration Day, January 20th, really late at night. But I went to that, and I'm going tomorrow, actually later today because it's after midnight. I'm going to the Women's March that's in LA, so I'm going to post on the channel information about that if you're interested in going, if you see this before later today. Doing this vlog, creating this vlog, is definitely the most liberating thing I've ever done in my life, and I have so much happiness and peace because of it, and it's very, brings me a lot of freedom and happiness. Anyway, very excited about it. I want to thank all of the men in my life, like that I see here in California in my life, for respecting me and seeing me as their equal. You are like family to me. You're like my brothers, and you mean a lot to me, and I appreciate you seeing me as your equal, because our new president doesn't see me as his equal, so which is fantastic. So I appreciate that you don't discriminate against me because I'm a woman, so I appreciate that. I have no doubt this video will leave some people angry or frustrated or whatever. I can just see it happening, people responding negatively. That's okay. That's fantastic. I expect that. Again, this video is not made to make you feel happy or feel good about yourself or give you nice warm, fuzzy feelings. That's not what it's about. It's about me speaking my mind, me speaking the truth about my perspective of my upbringing and about racism and inequality in this country. And hopefully it will change the world for the better. So I would like to state that I believe that happiness is probably the most important aspect in our lives, or it should be, in my opinion. And I believe that everyone has a different pursuit of happiness. So if someone else's pursuit of happiness or their path in life is different than yours, don't discriminate against it just because you don't understand it. Maybe they have a different religion than you. Maybe they have a gender expression that you don't understand. Maybe they have a different creed or they look different than you. But remember that we all breathe the same air. So be kind to one another. We are all equal. Everyone's equal. And also regarding happiness, I want to state that people say, you need to be in control of your happiness. You are the only one that can be in control of your own happiness. No one else in your life can. So if you're not happy, do something to change your life so that you are happy and so that you do have a happy pursuit of happiness. That's really important. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I tried to go really quickly because I want to make this under 15 minutes, but thank you for watching, and I will have more. I actually filmed some at the Anti-Hate March, and I will post that, and I'm going to film more at the Women's March later today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm Kathryn Kuby. This is In Bed with Kathryn, and I will see you next time. Thank